Hello everybody, welcome back to video 2 in an ongoing series about Gemstone Legends. And yes, in this video series, very kindly sponsored by Gemstone Legends themselves, we're going to be talking about game mechanics. Gemstone Legends is one of the coolest new puzzle RPG games of 2021. And you can pick up the game and install it by clicking the links down below. It's a free game. And here's a QR code on the screen right now. You can find me under the name RichTheMan in game. And remember, by installing the game and going through the tutorial, you're massively supporting this channel. And here's great news. After installation, you'll get a super bonus for new players, which is worth $50. All you need to do is go to global chat and put in #rich#, and you'll get yourself some spicy loot. Download the game today and I'll see you in Gemstone Legends. So the question is, what are we up to today? As I said, it's game mechanics time. We picked up Elador as part of the super bonus that we get at the start of the game, and this is an amazing healer and will be an amazing asset for your team. But you may have other plans for your Elador, like in the future maybe getting Guinevere, which would require a bit of investment, but it's worth it down the line. I also have some serious questions as to, I don't know if the developers put me in there. It kind of looks like me, but in a kind of a stern kind of a way. Maybe you'll want to create Richard. But now it's time to set myself up and do a bit of grinding in game. Now as you go through your campaign and go through your grind, you'll pick up a character called Icarus. And this hero mixed with Elador is a good kind of combination of damage, support and healing functions. Now I'm still doing the 3 hero narrative, in that if you've got 3 heroes, if you win the fight, you will get 3 stars. If you add them all up right at the very end of completing that particular campaign mission, you get some spicy loot. I mean, it makes perfect sense. So let's go. Let's get some puzzles together. Let's get them smashed off. And let's indeed increase our damage and take down enemies. Okay, this time I'm trying to aim for big things. So we're going to try a little sneaky one here. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there, which hopefully should increase my multiplier a little bit right there. A little bit more red. And that gives me a plus 20% damage. So I was very sneaky there. I looked at where there was like these special gems right here, and I kind of like linked them up. I'm going to do something again, so quite similar. So I'm going to go with my blue there. That's a nice little link there. The blue is just, the green's just in there. And then I'm going to try and, I'm also going to have to do something else. I'm going to do that right there, which is going to do a nice little amount of damage. Then we're going to the next fight. There's a little bit of damage done there by, I think it's Icarus, and then we do a little bit with the dragon, a little bit of damage with the dragon. We're then going to just exact some nice healing and recovery, which I know that Elador does so amazingly. And now we're back on with trying to create some combos. Again, looking here, yeah, okay, we need that. Same thing as before, that and that. And can we do something else that's going to do equally as much damage? I don't think it's going to be possible, so we'll just go what the game is saying. Do this combo. But don't you worry, next time we're going to do a little bit of damage. So first of all, let's do some, that's some nice damage right there, especially because we get a freezing ability of Icarus. And then we're going to now build up again, see if we can get some decent damage off, because I want to see some nice damage. There we go, that should be good, plus 10%. Not amazing, I've done better in the past. I've done a 30% damage. I think we saw some in the last video, some amazing stuff. Damn. Don't take. I don't want to take 15% damage. So let's build up again. Again, same principle. We're going to try and build up a nice string of damage where we can. Assume we can't get that right down there for that one. But yeah, that's exactly it. Plus 10% damage right there. And then it should be game over for the enemy. It seems to go boom right there. Very, very nice. I do indeed enjoy a nice clean victory. Now, one hero I didn't talk about was Icarus. When I did the integration for Gemstone Legends back a little while ago, I pulled myself this hero. And this hero is great because of the way that it has these kind of like mystical properties, but as well being a warlock and as well doing great damage was just so nice. He's got AoE, and that deals all damage to enemies, 10% of casters max HP, 10% chance to inflict vulnerability on all enemies for 3 turns, and 100% chance to inflict life leech on all enemies for 3 turns. Beautiful. There's also spooky vibes. That's great. Accuracy increased by 10% for every 20% resistance, and 100% to inflict decreased resistance to all enemies for 3 turns at the start of each wave. Fantastic. That early suppression is great. A lot of other elements to that particular hero is going to be just, again, equally as great. And it goes well with having Aleus and Elidor as support heroes. So again, let's go and try to do a lot of damage, which, let's face it, that's all we want to do. I can get one more. This is going to be quite meaty if I can do something like that. Yes, that was a lot of damage to a single target. And especially when I get like an AoE in process, this is going to be fantastic damage. Fantastic. Okay, now it's my turn. I've seen a good logical process. I actually made a mistake though. I kind of went the wrong kind of way. I shouldn't have done that. We're going to go in with the dragon as a decreased resistance that's just been put in by Icarus. Again, I was talking about that idea of that kind of first wave. As soon as they're in, he does his thing. We do the AoE. We then do the life leech at the same time. Oh, that's an amazing process. Do a little bit of health there. So that's nice. We go in for the combo there. We're going for the combo there. And can we do one other combo? Well, we might as well do that. Okay, here we go. We're trying to create some more combos right here and doing a little more damage. There we go. Plus 15% damage right there. Very, very nice. And then the enemy hits. Not as hard. But we are going to now build up some more combos. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there. I'm going to also try and go with there. And that's a plus 15% damage, taking one of the scorpions out, and especially as we now look to then take out the enemy completely, which I'm going to try and do. And that should be enough. Yeah, it just didn't need much there. Out the game. Oh, and we've just gone a level up to level 3. Very, very good. Just before we do more exploration and more explanation at the same time, it's important to note, if you haven't seen already, that the game is very different to a lot of match 3 puzzle games, as you have diagonal moves. So that's pretty cool. Each hero can match 3 times, even up to 5 times in some specific cases. Also, it's important to mention a lot of effort and work goes into the creation and animation of each individual hero, which is always amazing to see. I love it when developers put in a bit of effort, especially with little animations when they kind of like pop up, a little like going into some kind of like fight sequence or channeling their power. Like right here when I click this, it does that kind of like with Elidor. You know, like a swish of the magical staff. Now, as we finish off this pesky scorpion, it's important to remind you, now as we create some absolutely spicy combos like plus 35% damage, to go and pick up the game, go to the link in the description and download and install the game. Please do that. It massively supports the channel by doing that, and also this ongoing series that is supported by the developers as well. As you can be doing like I'm doing, smashing enemies. You can take that. You can also take that. And big scorpion creature. You can take that from my dragon. Burn, baby, burn. That's Disco Inferno. Now you've probably wondered, as we've gone on our journey and we've gone into various different fights, I've had a red dragon with me, which is the Ruby Dragon, and I do like the burning that it does, but I'm also going to be trying out the Topaz Dragon, especially in this particular fight. This particular dragon is very different because it deals damage to all enemies, but 100% chance to inflict color blindness on all enemies for 3 turns, and 100% chance to inflict decreased accuracy. And this particular dragon is very different than the last one because it deals damage to all enemies, but 100% chance to inflict color blindness on all enemies for 3 turns. And this dragon is a little bit different than the red dragon, the Ruby Dragon I've been using. It does 100% chance to inflict color blindness on all enemies for 3 turns, 100% chance to inflict decreased accuracy for all enemies for 3 turns. Okay, so let's give it a whirl and try and match the correct puzzles as we see fit and see what we can do right here. Yeah, that seems to be quite strong and quite good. It just would have been better if I had like the correct color stone patterns to kind of like do the maximum amount of damage. But, you know, doesn't matter. Got my healer there, healing strong, and we're doing the damage. I think I might go back to the Ruby Dragon until I get the green one. If you feel the fight isn't going so well, you can pop over to the market and pick yourself up some lovely health potions, and as well other potions that are going to be helpful to your fight, which will help you keep up the fight in the game. Right, now I've got a bit of a big topic to talk about right now, and that is going to be equipment. Very early on, by getting 3 stars in every fight of the quest, you'll get yourself a nice little chest at the end of it, which can lead to a piece of equipment. That particular equipment can be set together in a sets format which can look to amplify certain things, like the curse set right here, and increasing accuracy. Those particular pieces of equipment can even be part of a 2 set or 4 set which looks to increase things, like for example the curse set. 2 items and increases accuracy by 30%. Once equipped, these pieces of equipment will add stats to your hero, and also it's important when you start off very early on to focus on the specific sets for specific types of heroes. Like I've got Petro here, and the equipment I've set him up with is warrior because he's a warrior, and also because I wanted to do a meaty amount of damage. The deeper and longer you go into the game, the more you have to rethink your equipment and as well your stats that you're building. But that's something you shouldn't worry about now, and just get on with the grind and have fun as much as possible. Now let's talk about fighting. Fighting in game, that is. Funny. What has my life become? But what is important is your quality of life. And that is indeed what we're going to talk about. Because you can go into an auto fight. You can leave the game running out on ×2. Leave it like kind of like smashing through enemies. I'm personally not a fan of that. I love to be able to take control of the situation and what's happening. I love to be able to as well kind of train my brain, because this is all about brain training as well, to go, okay, well, what's the best combos here? If I bring that to there, if I then bring that to somewhere else, that works out as being quite good. You know, just all those kind of like little brain training bits of info and stuff in order to just pop off and do some meaty amounts of damage. But let's face it, the AI is actually very intuitive. So remember to set up your team in a correct order from left to right, as heroes will launch skills from left to right. And you definitely want to buff yourself before doing damage. Now, if auto mode is not enough for you, there's also a multi-battle function. In the mode, you can set up so many different things, whether you're doing X amount of battles, whether or not you drop certain artifacts for sale. You can do this for a max of 15 times, and that's 15 multi-battles per day, or it increases up to 65 with Prime. Now, I'm going to get to work on a lot more of the campaign as well as equipment and various other things. Do make sure to check out the links in the description in order to pick up Gemstone Legends, which I really recommend you do. And to make things really easier, go and scan the QR code that's on screen right now. I've been RichTheMan, you've been a legend. This has been Gemstone Legends, which, as I said, you should check out in the link in the description down below. I'll see you next week for the 3rd installment of the ongoing series.